Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing this fragrance from the fragrance engineers, Amour for Psyche. So if you'd like to know what I think about this fragrance and know a little bit more about the fragrance engineers, then keep watching. Now for transparency purposes, they did send me this fragrance to review, but they also sent it to me a year ago. I actually received this bottle during Hurricane Irma. It was right after Irma. I went to go get a lot of our mail from our PO box, and previously before Hurricane Irma hit, they had reached out and said, hey, we'd love to send you something, love to have you try it and review it for us, and I had agreed. But since so much happened with Irma and a lot of other stuff has been happening, I really wanted to make sure I gave this fragrance the right amount of time to really try. This fragrance to me is a springtime fragrance. It's also a really nice summertime fragrance, and I also think that it would work really well in the fall. There is a uniqueness to this brand, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to properly review this fragrance and really kind of research the brand and their mission statement, so that way I could talk to you guys a little bit more about this entire setup that is the fragrance engineers on top of reviewing Amour for Psyche. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review this fragrance first. That way if you guys just wanted a review on this fragrance, and then closer to the end of this video I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the fragrance engineers. Now again, they did send me this fragrance to review, but my opinions and thoughts on this fragrance are completely my own. Let's start off with the notes. The notes in this fragrance, at the top you have grapefruit, lime, and mint, the little bits of, it's kind of like herbal and aromatic. The heart you're going to have roses, Champaca, and raspberry, and then at the base you have vanilla, musk, and a little bit of patchouli. There's also some spices in there as well. Now I find this fragrance to be very bright, very beautiful, floral, pretty, and sparkling. This is a very happy fragrance. This is a very beautiful fragrance. It smells like a very elegant bouquet of flowers. It smells like a very lush scented garden, and that's going to definitely play into the inspiration of this fragrance. I like the fact that this smells very youthful, but it's still very sophisticated. It's floral, but the spices and the aromatic qualities of this fragrance help balance that out and just give it a little bit of complexity, and overall this is a really beautiful scent to wear. The vanilla gives it a little bit of sweetness and warmth, the raspberries give it a tiny bit of fruitiness and tartness, but overall this is just a beautiful sparkling floral with some musky undertones. I've enjoyed this fragrance a lot. I actually really like wearing this. I also find that this isn't a fragrance you don't need to overspray. 2 spritzes and maybe 3, and you have enough to actually give you a nice scented presence wherever you go. It has a medium projection, but I would say that the projection, which is about arm's length, is still nice and heavy, but at the same time it's not so loud that it's going to be really oppressive to people around you. And the longevity of this fragrance is really nice too. I get about 4 to 6 hours. It's just a really pretty fragrance, a very happy fragrance, a very sunshiny, sparkly garden fragrance. But if you're wondering, Amour for Psyche, what about this fragrance? Let me get into fragrance engineers first, and then we'll talk about this fragrance a little bit more. So the fragrance engineers is actually a really unique content, and they didn't actually reach out to me and ask me to talk about this portion of their website and their mission. They just wanted me to review the fragrance, but I was actually really intrigued by what they do. So the fragrance engineers is actually kind of a place for perfumers and noses to be able to have complete creative control over their creations, their artwork, their expressions of olfactive art, and be able to get those fragrances created and out to the masses. And so what the fragrance engineers do is basically they kind of work, and I'm not going to say this is how they are, but they're similar to kind of like a one-stop shop if you want to get your stuff out there. So what somebody would do is they would create a sample and send it to fragrance engineers, and they would make sure that the sample applied by all guidelines that would need to be met, and then for a small fee they will recreate your fragrance, and then they will sell your fragrance. And you have the right to promote your fragrance however you want. You can sell it on Amazon, you can sell it on your own independent store, and you can also sell it through fragrance engineers. And basically you're going to, I'm not sure exactly because I don't know exactly how it works, but you're also going to split the profit. So there's a small setup fee to get everything started, and then they work with you so that way you can get it bottled, they can get it made, they can get it distributed, you can purchase it wholesale, or again, they can do shipping through their website. There's a variety of different ways they can do this, and they wanted to do this to give the perfumers ultimate control when it came down to their creations, especially for people who are just starting out or maybe don't have the funds to finance their entire house or an entire house. So I thought that was a really interesting, really wonderful way for people who are noses or maybe just starting in their career, if this was the way that they wanted to get a few fragrances out there to get their name known. I thought that was a really cool thing that they offer, and they have a variety of different fragrances on their website that I just find to be really inspiring. Some of them are a little bit bizarre, but nonetheless, I think it's really awesome that perfumers and artists have complete creative control when it comes down to their fragrances and have a resource where they can reach out and get things made and have all the the resourcing and the creating and the certifications and things. That's all covered by the fragrance engineers. So I thought that was a really cool thing that they offered, and this is one of the fragrances from that house. So Amour for Psyche. So I'm going to read to you the little blurb. This is supposed to be a kiss in a scented garden, a quote, "I love you." So Amour for Psyche was crafted by Ryan T. Chadwick. His inspiration when creating this fragrance was to recreate the famous perfume Amour and Psyche from the 1985 book Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Susskind. Ryan blended the ingredients to try and recreate the famous scent from the movie. He found out from watching the movie that the original scent contained lime oil, orange blossom, civet, rosemary, bergamot, patchouli, clove, and sporax. He blended them together then in true Jean Baptiste fashion, he went on to make it better. We believe that he has created a masterpiece, and that was a feeling of a kiss in a scented garden, a must try. And so originally when I tried this scent and I read about it, I had to completely agree in regards to this is just a beautiful floral, outdoor sunshine, sparkling garden scent. It's really, really beautiful. And so yeah, that's my thoughts on Amour for Psyche. That's a little bit more information on the fragrance engineers. If you wanted to know a little bit more, I will link their site below. A big thank you to them for reaching out and sending me this bottle and also being so patient and waiting a year for this review. But I definitely enjoy this fragrance and wear it a bunch, and I really think that they're worth checking out, at least to learn a little bit more about this really interesting website and the services that they offer. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, guys, if you like my reviews, remember to give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free and I'm free. And I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well. So I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. And I'll see you next time. Bye!